Breathing. Something we do over 20,000 times a day without even thinking about it. Recently, I've been getting a ton of ads about these breathing strips from the company Intake Breathing. Apparently, I haven't been optimizing my breathing, and with this product, I can reach my maximum breathing potential. In this video, I'll find out what these breathing strips are, I'll put them on and share my initial thoughts, I'll test them for sleeping and exercising, and I'll share my final thoughts about them. With all that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so what is Intake Breathing? The company's website says that Intake is a revolutionary nasal dilator designed to unlock your deepest breath. Our patent system enables unprecedented airflow, allowing users to breathe through their nose with a level of ease and efficiency they've never experienced before. But it doesn't stop there. With consistent use, Intake is a guarantee for deeper sleep, more effortless workouts, and better health. So it seems like the company is already starting to make some pretty big claims here. As far as pricing for this goes, you can buy a pack of 15 adhesive tabs for $40 or a pack of 30 adhesive tabs for $60. And I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty expensive. The worst part is that the adhesive tabs are consumable, meaning that once you're done with it, you can't use them again, so you have to keep buying more. So when buying this, I just decided to go with the starter pack that has 15 adhesive tabs. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out if this actually works, so let's go try it on. So now we have the adhesive tape with the magnet inside. So basically what we're gonna do is peel this off, use the magnet, and I'm going to put this just above the nostril, make sure it's on there nicely, and then basically do the same for the other nostril. Now you just have to find the right size of the, yikes. And we can see if I breathe in really intense, my nostril's kind of collapsing upon itself, but let's see what happens when we put on the nose strip. All right, so they're obviously much wider. Let me try breathing. It's definitely not closing as much as it was before the strip, so I guess that's good. That means it's working to a degree. Honestly, I'm kind of skeptical here if it's gonna give me a better night's sleep. So one thing that I realized with these nasal strips is that they'll probably help me to some degree, but for people who have a deviated septum, they'll probably help them a lot more. If you're not aware, a deviated nasal septum happens when the thin wall between the two sides of the nose, also known as the nasal septum, is pushed to one side. This condition can happen before birth. A nose injury also is a common cause. So although I don't have a deviated septum, I do have a friend of mine who does have one who has been using these nasal strips. I asked him to provide before and after photos of his nose to see if it really helped his deviated septum. First, I'll put up the before photos of his left and right nostril. Now, I'll put up the after photos of his left and right nostril. He's been using these intake strips for several weeks, so I've asked him a few questions.
So I've had the strip for about a month now. When I tried it on, I definitely felt the effects pretty immediately. The question is, do you feel like you could breathe more with the strips on? And my answer is yes, absolutely. So whether standing, sitting, or laying down, I know that I'm getting more air through both nostrils, especially the one on the left side that is worse off from my nose injury. Okay, what is your least favorite thing about these strips? It is definitely the cost of the stickers. I don't want to pay 30 bucks a month for stickers. The last question is, would you recommend this product? And if so, then to who? I would recommend this product to anybody that struggles to breathe out of one or both of their nostrils, regardless of whether or not it is due to a deviated septum.
All right, well, it's almost 1 a.m., so I am going to go to bed, and I'm actually gonna see if this is gonna do anything for my sleep. So I'll see you guys in the morning. So I did feel like I got a really good night's sleep, but I don't know if I can attribute that to solely the nose strip, you know, mostly because I do sleep like a rock. But overall, I felt like I was breathing really nicely. You're supposed to breathe through your nose while you sleep because it's the healthiest thing to do. So overall, I would say this was more of a positive experience than a negative one. All right, so aside from sleeping, Intake Breathing also said that these strips can help me with sports performance. So I'm gonna try doing some light cardio and see how it works. So what I'm gonna do is just like run back and forth in this parking lot, kind of just get the blood flowing. I'm not sure how many times I'm gonna go for a run back and forth, but we'll just find out. I know that wasn't much, but I'm gonna apply this on, all right? I'm gonna take it off. Huh? I'm gonna put it back on again.
Honestly, I did notice an immediate difference when putting this on. Like breathing just through my nose a little heavier, taking it off, it felt like I was a little bit more restricted, you know, as you suck in through your nose and your nostrils kind of close upon themselves. But when I put this on, like right away, I noticed like they're just more open. They're held open more, which did help me get more breath. So that's pretty nice. But if I was going for like an hour during a workout or doing some like cardio training, then I could definitely see this being a huge help. Just to get more breath into your lungs. Yeah, you could use your mouth, you know, but maybe to try to control your heart rate a little bit more, you want to breathe through your nose. But this would definitely help get more air into your lungs just through your nose. It does make a big difference with every little breath. I would say that was pretty cool.
So what are my final thoughts on the intake breathing strips? To be honest, I was pretty skeptical about these, and I didn't think there'd really be any difference in breathing. But to my surprise, I would say that I was wrong. Now, I don't entirely know if I had a better night's sleep because of these strips, or if it was because I just sleep like a rock, but I definitely noticed a difference in airflow when trying to fall asleep. And as for doing basic cardio, I 100% noticed a difference when I was breathing heavy. I really was able to get more air through my nose and help regulate my heart rate, so that was a pleasant surprise. All right, so are the intake breathing strips worth the money? I would say yes, but use them sparingly. They are not cheap, and that's a huge con to these strips. However, I have seen online where people have been able to reuse the adhesive tape. I found a YouTube video from another YouTuber explaining how to do that, so I'll link the video in the description below and give him credit. I don't know this YouTuber personally, but I think his video would be a huge help if you were trying to get the most out of your money. Anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on the intake breathing strips? Do you think something like this would benefit you in your everyday life? Or are you still not a believer that these do anything beneficial? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.